Welcome to ScoutCenter, everybody. I'm Charles Meade, your host. And what if I told you that there was a fun and convenient way to learn multiple high-adventure outdoor activities that you could take back to your troop, crew, or ship? It is possible, and we're going to talk about it with how you can take advantage of this with Teresa Bobadilla. Teresa, welcome.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here.
So, Teresa, you're the course director for an upcoming training that's called Powderhorn. And I would wager that there are probably a lot of people who have no idea what that is. So let's start with you giving me the elevator pitch on what this course covers.
Yeah, this is one of the probably least known training programs within the scouting program of what we offer. So Powderhorn is the high adventure training course focused on strengthening the outdoor program of the Scouting America units. We bring in a variety of consultants, both scouters and outside experts in their field, to facilitate roughly 30 different sessions over 2 weekends. Almost all of the sessions are very hands-on, a learn by doing model that most importantly, they teach how to do these sessions or these activities back with your home unit. So you can take this back and feed those ideas into the planning for the year and how to really encourage youth to stretch their experiences outdoors.
So I know there are a couple of activities that come to mind I think there's kayaking and you've done black powder shooting in the past. What are a few other examples, just so we can kind of give folks the idea of the breadth of activities that you all are presenting?
Yeah, it's a lot. We have a lot of activities in the water. So we do snorkeling. We have the ability to do stand-up paddleboard. All the shooting sports are available, archery, black powder, as you mentioned, which is a unique opportunity for a lot of folks that have never shot black powder. We do a lot of land navigation and how to make that fun for the youth in courses that you can set up and practice those skills. We have mountain biking. We have a wide variety of topics also that are about ultralight backpacking, how to do different types of cooking on campouts, as well as just kind of fundamentals, which seems to be a bit of a gap coming out of the pandemic for some of our units that kind of lost some of that adult leadership and youth leadership during that period. And so this is a great way to build that knowledge back up and the fundamentals of being able to facilitate a high adventure trek.
So there's a tagline for this course, and it's "Bring the Adventure Home." You've touched a little bit on that, but what should participants take from that idea and how it's going to benefit their unit?
Yeah, we're only successful if the participants in the course take something from it and take it back into their unit and share it with others. We're looking for that exponential impact within the various units. And that's how we really strengthen the outdoor program of scouting. It's great for individuals to come, and it's a great opportunity for them to get the hands-on experience, but we really want them to do those activities back in their home units. So come prepared to participate, to kind of gain experience and know what you like, what you don't like, where you might be a good fit within your unit as far as going and getting additional certifications to do activities with your unit. And then also the resources, right? How to do these things is the key to Powderhorn. We want to facilitate that knowledge transfer.
And I think that last part is critical for the folks who always think, I can dream big. I would love to be able to do this.
Yes.
I have no idea where to start from. So this course does a great job of not only giving you that introductory experience, but then also here's a list of things where you can go and actually make this happen. So for people, Teresa, who do know about Powderhorn, they may not realize that youth can also attend. And in fact, it can be very important for youth to attend the course. So talk a little bit about why that is and the opportunities that exist for youth at Powderhorn.
Yeah, so all of our programs are intended to be youth-led. That is the purpose of the scouting program. And so it's very important for youth to experience these activities themselves so they can talk to their fellow scouters and talk about how much fun they had doing something, convince them to add something into the annual program. Ideally, we like to have somebody that you are looking at as a potential future adult or youth leader within your unit, whatever unit type you are, whatever branch of scouting. And that's kind of succession planning. That's thinking ahead to the future and ensuring that deep knowledge, and you have people prepared to take on that next leadership role. So for youth, kind of thinking about who might be in line for your next highest adult or youth leadership role, and encourage them to attend, along with a scoutmaster or assistant scoutmaster that can help them facilitate that program.
Yeah, and I think the examples can vary from
Mhm.
if it's a Scouts BSA troop, obviously it's
Right.
the Patrol Leader Council, right? That's working and
Mhm.
trying to figure out what do we want to go do next. If it's at a crew,
Mhm.
it's, the crew president, and same thing for the Sea Scouting level, those senior youth leaders within your troop. You're wanting to inspire and seed the idea of them taking a bigger role within your unit, but also, as you've somewhat alluded to throughout the course of this conversation so far, there's something to be said for giving people ideas of what new things you can do. Otherwise, you're going to wind up doing the same stuff. And for newer scouts, that's going to be fine. But after a while, it gets to be an issue. With that point in mind, and in particularly for Scouts BSA level troops, anyone who has been a leader in that program, Scouts BSA, is a common lament that once a boy or a girl earns Eagle, they tend to find other programs and activities to do because they've kind of seen it and done it, or at least they think they have.
Yeah.
Powderhorn can be an important tool, though, in keeping those older youth involved in scouting, and particularly your unit, or maybe a unit that is affiliated with your troop.
Mhm.
That is something that you've had personal experience with in your own scouting. And talk a little bit about how that has worked.
Yeah, so I have three sons, and they all were in the program until they aged out at 18. And a very important factor in that was the high adventure program of our two units. So we luckily landed at a troop that had a sister crew, and they really helped to push the activities that are the high end, high adventure type things that really kept my three kids and all of their fellow scouts highly engaged in scouting all the way till they were aged out of the program. Two of them eagled, one only got first class, but he was really engaged in the high adventure and doing treks to Sea Base and Northern Tier and Philmont and Grand Canyon and Rocky Mountain High Adventure, which doesn't exist anymore, but Isabel, I think, is where it collapsed into. So we had some family experiences that are hard to replicate outside of the scouting program, that they never would have had those experiences. And so it is really, I think there's such a benefit in the outdoor program for youth today that are spending more and more time indoors. They're not getting that exposure to what is possible, and it really pushes and develops character by doing some of these treks. They can prove to yourself how much you're capable of doing, and the skills that they gain from it are just incredible. So
I
my youth have used it, right? They
Right.
reference every time they do an interview, they reference all of these great adventures that they had and how they learned to manage and problem solve through those.
I was going to say, I am so glad that you mentioned and characterized those comments in that way, because our purpose is not to have every kid make Eagle,
Right.
but rather the longer that they are involved in scouting, the more the opportunities that are presented to them that they wouldn't get elsewhere. But also, it's the idea of the lessons in leadership and character and service and
Mhm.
all of those other things that we feel is critical. That's why we are in this program and why we encourage families and young people to join it. They sort of have a little more time to marinate, especially at a very important time in life, that age 14 to 18, or maybe, age 20, depending on if they're in one of those other older youth programs. So I would hope that this would be one of the key reasons people might consider doing this, because it's a whole lot of fun.
Mhm.
the Powderhorn program and everything that you will take back and be able to do with it. But it's also a tool to help keep youth, especially those older youth, active in scouting. So let's cover a few basics just as we wrap up here. Program is over 2 weekends, September 20th through the 22nd and October 4th through the 6th at Camp Tahoya up near Belton. And you do have to attend both weekends to complete the training. That may sound a little pejorative at first, but honestly, you're going to want to attend both of these weekends because, as you mentioned earlier, Teresa, this is a real interesting and unique chance to have fun, learn in a very hands-on way, and it's stuff that you don't get exposed to in probably any other scouting training that we do. This is not the basics. This is, these are the fun stuff, the desserts, if you will, of the outdoor program. Kind of wrap it up for us, maybe with a final word or two that you'd like to leave with folks about just Powderhorn and why they ought to think about doing it.
Yeah, I think one of the unique things and one of the frequently asked questions that we get is, am I picking and choosing from the topics that are available? Every participant participates in all of the sessions. So you get this exposure to a breadth of the outdoor program in a very compressed timeline. So experience that might take years to accumulate, you get in that short period of time of all this information. So Powderhorn really is one of the key aspects to being able to gain that confidence to facilitate these programs in your unit. Anything that you want to achieve in life, the most important factor is a belief that you can. And so that also factors into your belief of whether or not you're going to be able to facilitate these high adventure programs in your unit. And that's really where Powderhorn gives you that hands-on experience and the know-how and the resources to be able to facilitate that. And that's really, like I said earlier, our success metric. That's what we're trying to achieve, is that exponential influence in growing that outdoor program in scouting.
So just to recap for everybody, Powderhorn here, fall 2024. It's happening September 20th through the 22nd, and a second weekend, October 4th through the 6th, at Camp Tahoya in Belton. You need to attend both of those weekends. And it's just a ton of fun, and you're going to want to check it out. You can find information about the course if you go to our website at bsacac.org, and just in the search bar at the top, type in Powderhorn, and you'll find the page that has even more information than what we've given you here, and of course, a link to register. Teresa, we appreciate your time, and hopefully folks will take advantage of this incredible opportunity.
Thank you so much for your time today.
All right, folks. Once again, visit our website at bsacac.org, and in the search bar, type in Powderhorn, and you'll find out not only more information about this incredible course, but how to sign up. We appreciate you listening to Scout Center, and we'll see you next time.